Hello everyone, welcome back to another episode of ROM editing. If you have not seen this series before, we are taking a Gen 3 Pokemon Fire Red ROM hack and editing all Generation 3 or 1 through 3 Pokemon, giving them new type changes, new stat changes, new level up moves, and new abilities to make them more viable in game. If you haven't seen last episode, I also added a little bit of an update about how the game development is going, but strictly this is going to be all Pokemon today. But without further ado, let's get started. If you're interested in the tools, they will be in the description. So last time we had Sharpedo, but we are moving forward to Trapinch. Trapinch was already very good, being a ground typing and has Arena Trap, which is honestly pretty strong ability for it being so low. The only problem with Trapinch is it has very high attack stat, but everything else is garbage, especially its speed. Getting Bite, Sand Tomb, Sandstorm, Feint Attack, Fire Fang, Iron Head, Dig, and Crunch before evolving into Vibrava, who of course keeps its Levitate ability, and is Ground Dragon. Getting Dragon Breath, Rock Tomb, Earthquake, and Hyper Beam. I don't know why it's getting Iron Head at level 1, but whatever. Dragon Breath, Rock Tomb, Earthquake, and Hyper Beam. And I do want to say in this video, it hasn't been said in other videos, I changed Hyper Beam. Hyper Beam, I don't want to spoil it too much. Let me look at it. I don't want to spoil all the new moves that I've added because I have been adding signature moves to new Pokemon now. Hyper Beam is now 140 base power and it does not recharge anymore. It reduces the user's attack and defense stat and only has 1 PP, so it is definitely like an all-out move, especially since you have 1 PP and the AI can't abuse 1 PP moves. It would just be the user that can give it PP maxes. So maybe if you're able to, you can able to sweep with Hyper Beams, which would be pretty sick. But moving forward, we have Flygon, and I'm pretty sure the main changes here is I gave it another additional 100 special attack, because I feel like a lot of people think Flygon is the worst pseudo coming out of Gen 3. I mean, there's Flygon, Salamence, Metagross. It's not even really treated like a pseudo, but giving it this extra special attack stat will make those special dragon type moves hit harder. And I was kind of annoyed that Salamence hits 600 is VST, which makes sense. But I'm really tired of like Flygon always being slept on. So yeah, I just wanted to give him that extra little bump that will make him strong. And Ground Dragon is very good typing offensively, so hopefully he will get a lot more love in this game. Dragon Claw, Dragon Dance, which works well with plus attack, plus speed, doing more damage with ground type moves. Flamethrower, Rock Slide, Hyper Beam, and Draco Meteor. Wait, hold up. Vibrava got Earthquake. Okay, I had to double check that. But yeah, hopefully Flygon will be more viable with a much higher special attack stat. Even if it just wants to like drop a Draco, lose some minus special attack stat, and then just start using Earthquake is super strong. So Flygon obviously being a very cool Pokemon. Then we have Makuhita, which is Thick Fat and Guts. Tackle, Leer, Thief, Arm Thrust, Power Throw, Fake Out. Really cool, Whirlwind, and then evolving into Hariyama, which I will say has a new type change in this, and it is based off its shiny form, of course. And if you can base anything off the shiny form, maybe you can guess the typing, maybe not, but it is now Fighting and Dark type. And to accommodate this change, I also slightly changed its stats. Oh, notes. I slightly changed its stats, so we have increased special attack from 40 to 86. I know it's not crazy, but it's still definitely viable now. Dark type moves will still be doing damage. Smelling Salt also has a slight change. Let me read it off my notes. Smelling Salt is now a 65 base power move, dark move, and guarantees +1 attack, which is very strong for Hariyama because it already has 120 base attack and is very bulky. Especially with Thick Fat, you're taking resisted damage from ice and fighting type moves or fire type moves, and if you get Guts on this thing, that's gonna be dangerous. Knockoff obviously working with its new dark typing, Endure, Seismic Toss, Belly Drum, Reversal, Bullet Punch for some priority, Superpower, and then Mach Punch also has some priority. I felt like Mach Punch was super overpowered as like a priority move because Bullet Punch and Mach Punch, I think I upped them to 50 BP instead of 40 now. And I felt like just having Stab Mach Punch should be something that should be really late. I know it's not like crazy anything, but like Hariyama after a +1 attack and especially if your guts might be able to just start sweeping things with Mach Punch, so I thought definitely making that late game would be beneficial. Moving forward, we have Electrike, which is electric, pure electric, static lightning rod. Tackle, Lure, Howl, Bite, Roar, Thunderwave, Quick Attack, Spark before evolving into Manectric. And Manectric, of course, also getting a new type change. If you can tell by its new sprite, it is now electric and dark typing, which is super good offensively. Also already has the stats for it. I don't even think I changed the stats at all. Coming off a 105 base attack, or special attack, is going to be very strong for those electric dark type moves. Tackle, Taunt, Fire Fang, very common for Manectric to get Flamethrower eventually later on. Thunderbolt, Light Screen, Dark Pulse, Charge, Flamethrower, and then Nasty Plot, which is so disgusting. After one Nasty Plot, you might even be just sweeping most teams, but we'll see. That is Manectric, super powerful just by an additional typing, just becoming such a beast. Then we have Numel, Fire and Ground, Oblivious, Flame Body. Okay, sorry, are you about to have your meeting? Okay, I'll finish up. I do 4 more minutes. Okay, cool. Numel is Fire and Ground type, Oblivious, Flame Body, Tackle, Growl, Ember, Mudshot, Rock Throw, Magnitude, Flame Wheel, Amnesia, blah blah blah, and is evolving into Camerupt. And I did make a significant change to Camerupt, not in stats, but in terms of ability. And he now has Drought as another ability, which I think benefits it really because it has a 4x weakness to water type attacks. I thought Drought would be really helpful for Camerupt because it's not, now it's like not vulnerable to like one of the most common moves in the game. And I increased its special defense by 15, looks like, to help it live a little bit more from those water type attacks. It still might not, we'll see. But looking at its moveset, Rock Slide, Earthquake, Solar Beam, really cool. Obviously with Drought, you don't even have to set up Sun, Flamethrower, and then Spikes as a way of setting up essentially Stealth Rocks, because Stealth Rocks don't exist in this game. But yeah, hopefully Camerupt can get a lot of love defensively from Drought. Secondary ability in Flame Body won't be used by the AI, but in case you catch it in the wild, it's still not bad, because it'll still be good defensively. Moving forward, these are some cool changes. Spheal, Ice Water, Thick Fat, Water Gun, Powder Snow, Encore, Ice Body, or Ice Ball, Body Slam, Aurora Beam, and Hail before evolving into Celio, Thick Fat, Rest, Sleep Talk, and Ice Beam before evolving into Wall Rain. And Wall Rain also got a new typing, and if you can base it off of its shiny sprite, I based it on a Ice and Psychic type, getting Psychic at 44 as well. Hydro Pump, and then a new move, Brain Freeze, which may seem super overpowered, and it might be. Let's go over what Brain Freeze does. Let me go and look at my thing. It is 100 base power, very strong, and 40% chance to freeze. All right, I know, probably super strong, super broken, but Walrein is very slow. And I will say, Brain Freeze I think is also Psychic type move too. Not Ice type. But I will say that Walrein is very slow, and most of the time if it's getting off at Brain Freeze, it's 40% chance. It's technically not likely, but it's definitely, I mean, you know how often Scald burns hit, but it's definitely really cool. And I think Walrein especially needs the love because I think this typing is a little bit weak. Obviously Ice Psychic is Jinx typing, but I think Jinx is kind of like that slow attacker or speedy attacker, and Walrein can kind of be that slow, a little bit bulky attacker. And that's why I decided to give it a 40% chance to freeze. Looking at stats changes, hopefully you guys see this away from my face, but just a 10 increase in special attack, and I think that was it. Yeah, 10 increase in special attack and decrease in attack, because it obviously doesn't need that attack because it's Ice and Psychic. And yeah, that is Walrein. Hopefully it will be very strong. Oh my gosh, we are getting to all the good stuff. Okay, this will be the final one of the good stuff. Cacnea has Water Absorb and Sandville, Poison Sting, Bullet Seed, Growth, Acid, Pin Missile, Faint Attack Spikes, Water Absorb, Needle Arm, and it evolves into Cacturn, which also got a new ability, or new typing. If you can't tell from its shiny form, it is now ground and dark. And I think lore wise it kind of looks like as if like a giant drought hit and Cacturn just like turned into dust, which is really cool. Also works well with like the reason why it might have very high attack and special attack, whereas before it was just grass dark but had like really high attack stat for nothing. And I also gave it plus 20 speed, so hopefully it will outspeed some Pokemon, getting a new move in Scorched Land, which let me pull up my move changes. Scorched Land is 70 base power, ground type move, and guarantees a burn, which is really sick for Cacturn because it's not very bulky, so it's not going to be living most hits. So if you're getting that burn off, it might be helpful for some reason. But Sucker Punch, Growth, Solar Beam, which works well because I gave both Cacturn Drought and Sandstream. So Drought obviously helping it get rid of that water weakness to open up Sun, and then Sandstorm works well with the ground typing. Sucker Punch, Growth, Solar Beam, Crunch, Iron Head, Sandstorm, Earthquake, and Frenzy Plant. Frenzy Plant because why not? It's a freaking cactus. But overall Cacturn will be a new monster in this game. But without further ado, that is it for me. Thank you guys for watching, and I'll catch you on the next one. Peace.